Well, let me ask you this. You mentioned being intentional, and we do know that being intentional takes leadership. And
Yeah.
drawing from your extensive experience in executive leadership, how do you integrate your strategic approach to drive impactful results in private equity investments from a leadership perspective with the proper adoption of AI? Change is not easy or cheap.
Yeah, I always encourage CIOs and CFOs and CEOs that we work with to do what I call paint the picture, right? So I think it's really important to. We were having a conversation with a client about this yesterday, for example. You know, that client, just to give you some sense, is probably going to sell their business in 2027. That's kind of their plan, but they don't really have a sense of what they want the company to look like then. They don't really have a sense, as you talk about their technology, what they want their underlying technical infrastructure and architecture to look like. They have some sense of the customers they want to be going after, but painting the picture for me is having that view of what you want your portfolio to look like, what the ROI might be on that portfolio, and leading in terms of painting that picture for the team, because you have to paint the picture and get people to understand it first before you can start to execute it. To your point, that's where leadership comes in, is to spend the time doing that. Again, it's the concept in my mind of being intentional, being a bit more planning oriented, and then articulating that vision and that picture in terms of what you're going after, and trying to make it a bit material. So it's not, vision statements are terrific and everybody likes them and so forth. They tend to be a little bit lofty. This is probably the next level down in terms of detail, to say things like, okay, for our AI portfolio, we have 6 initiatives that we're going to go after. And of those 6, we believe 3 of them are with AI tools that are tested and that we can generate real AI value. And maybe the other 3 are more cutting edge technologies. They're kind of pilots. We're going to pilot them and see what happens. We need to spend time training. They're kind of, riskier investments, if you will, but we think we'll learn a lot. And if they materialize in terms of value that we can put into production, then we're going to go forward on that. So being able to articulate that and think about it proactively. And again, that goes back to what I was saying earlier about look at your business model, look at the levers that matter to your business model, and then layer in your AI strategy, right? And figure out, what does that portfolio look like? We found that to be the best way to get everybody on the same page. And you're kind of setting expectations too around level of difficulty, level of effort. And then there's obviously the other part of this too, which is to kind of lead by example, right? So you want to define your strategies and make sure that as you're looking at your strategy, you're decomposing it into different elements and then kind of walking the walk and talking the talk as you get it delivered. And that communication is really important as well.